Fears of a possible Russian invasion of Ukraine are mounting. Russian troops are stationed along the border, posing a visible threat to its neighbor. CBS News foreign affairs analyst Pamela Falk spoke with Ukraine's ambassador to the UN about the escalating situation.
We saw the draft answer before the draft answer was sent to the Russians. And we operate in a daily close coordination cooperation with the Americans, be it Washington. We have full trust in what the Americans do so far. We very much appreciate their willingness to discuss with us their ideas and their steps.
You've got 100,000 Russian troops at your border. It's greatly threatening. When you're training civilians to defend themselves, in addition to the Ukrainian army, people say they're ready to stand and abandon their civil lives and wage a guerrilla campaign. And Associated Press spoke with a table tennis coach, a chaplain's wife, the dentist. Do you think Ukrainian civilians are prepared to fight the Russians if they do come in?
Absolutely. I have no doubts whatsoever. And that is this level of determination of the Ukrainian nation to defend their independence is incredible. And that's one of the factors that we always emphasize when we speak to partners and to our opponents. We say, look, one of many reasons why we work so hard on a diplomatic track to prevent renewal of an active phase of the aggression is because we realize that the fight will take place not only in the battlefields, but also in the cities and villages.
But that would be terribly bloody, correct?
That would be exceptionally bloody. We speak then about tens of thousands of casualties.
And so if Russia does invade and people take up arms, what does that look like for Ukrainian civilians to be fighting one of the most powerful armies in the world?
It would be total bloodshed. Total bloodshed. The Ukrainians want to be in NATO. I mean, before 2015, they were already very, very pro-European Union. And if we recall why the Ukrainians gathered at the Maidan, at the center square in downtown Kyiv, that was the decision of the then president to abandon signing of the association agreement with the European Union. So it was a popular driven desire to defend our European choice in 2014. But then at that moment and before 2014, there was no majority. If you poll the nation, we wouldn't have more than 50% of Ukrainians in favor of the NATO membership. Now we have very high figures.
What do you believe Putin wants? There's a history even from way back in the time of the former Soviet leader Nikita Khrushchev, who returned to Ukraine, who had a soft spot for Ukraine, who was the person who transferred Crimea to Ukraine. Is the return to the old Soviet days what Putin wants? Is he really anxious about NATO being at his border? What do you think Putin wants?
He wants to restore the Russian Empire, no matter how it's called, the new Soviet Union, the Russian Empire, the new Federation, whatever. He wants to be in the book of history as a state leader who restored the empire, no matter how they will call it.